Well, hey, y'all, and welcome back to another pocket full of wisdom here on Heart to Heart with Mama. Every time I sit down for these little heart to hearts, I think about how life's just never short on challenges, Lord knows. But when you look at it sideways, those bumps in the road, those curveballs, well, sometimes they're just disguised opportunities trying really hard to teach us something. I read once, might have been a psychology journal, I forget which one, but it stuck with me that facing adversity isn't just about surviving, it's about growing, like stretching muscles you didn't know you had. Speaking of stretching, let me tell you about the time my whole world turned upside down. Back in my 30s, I survived a house fire. Now, nothing, and I mean nothing, makes you rethink life and gratitude like standing outside barefoot in the cold night, watching flames eat your memories. After something like that, well, fear changes shape. You can't help but wake up the next day feeling an odd mix of raw fear and wild gratitude. Like, well, I'm here. I get another sunrise, even if my favorite coffee mug ain't. So here's a tip that's gotten me through. When you're smack dab in the middle of a mess, try switching up your language. Instead of, why is this happening to me? Ask, what can I learn from this? And maybe scribble your thoughts down like we talked about in our Just Breathe episode. Taking a pause, breathing deep, and letting the lesson surface. A little reflection, and suddenly adversity looks less like a brick wall and more like a comedic detour sign about the melodrama called life. There's actual research out there that says weathering little storms over time makes our emotional muscles stronger. I might be paraphrasing, but the science is clear. Facing regular old adversity helps us bounce back better from the big punches life throws. I see it every day with my mule, Billie Jean. Now, Billie Jean is about as stubborn as a weathered gate, and patience ain't my natural superpower, believe me. But with her, I had to learn to slow down, breathe, and, well, not lose my cool when she plants those hooves. Over the years, every little tug of war with Billie Jean taught me a bit more self-control and patience, which, if you ask me, is just another form of resilience. So how do we build those emotional muscles? For me, it starts with a journal or even my notes app on my phone. Even when my notes come out half rambled, just getting it out of my head helps shift the heaviness. Sometimes, if my thoughts are all tangled up, I'll stop and do those box breaths we chatted about in an earlier episode. 4 counts in, 4 counts hold, 4 counts out. Or I'll reach out to my circle, have an honest chat with a close friend. Emotional strength isn't about bottling up. It's about flexing where you can and asking for help when you can't. Grace under pressure is one of those qualities I admire so much. Folks who carry themselves with kindness and composure, even when the roof's caving in. I think of Maya Angelou, always dignified, or Viktor Frankl, who found meaning in suffering most of us can't imagine. Not to get too lofty, but it shows us real grace blooms in rough soil. I had to dig deep for some of that myself when a storm tore through and flattened my bee yard last year. Now, losing your hives is heartbreak, especially after hours spent tending those little miracles. But I remember standing in the mud, soggy from head to toe, and just starting to laugh because sometimes that's all you can do. By choosing to be gentle with myself and even cracking a joke or two, I made space for something softer than frustration to come in. If you're wondering how to start, try jotting down 3 things you're grateful for, even on your crummiest days. Or, if affirmations work for you, stick one on your fridge. I can find grace in this moment. It's not about never feeling mad or sad. It's about not letting those feelings boss you around. Those little thoughts or notes can be sassy too. Just like the lyrics of this song, whose artist I don't recall, but he said, "On my mama, on my hood, I look fly, I look good. Touch my swag, wish you could. I look fly, I look good. It makes me giggle, not focus on the circumstance, and lifts my spirits a bit. Now, inner strength doesn't land in your lap just because times get tough. Nope, it's more like a little daily gardening, watering, weeding, showing up. Sometimes that's waking up early to sip coffee and sit quiet for a minute. Other days, it's going outside for a walk, even if the weather's got an attitude. Folks I know, heck, me included, have built resilience through showing up day after day, even when motivation's as thin as a summer rain. It's more about consistency than willpower, honestly. And talking about habits, set yourself some small goals, micro goals even, like today I'll drink a bit of water before my coffee, or I'll walk to the mailbox and back. Each tiny win stacks up, and before you know it, you've built yourself a sturdy ladder of confidence and resilience, one good day at a time. Part of growing strong on the inside is knowing when to ease off the reins and let some things be. It's a whole skill learning to practice acceptance, especially when life goes sideways and nothing you do will wrangle it back into place. Mindfulness helps here, just being present with what is, not what you wish would be. And meditation, even if it's just breathing quietly for a few minutes, can teach you how to let those stubborn worries drift on by. I've seen people, and tried myself, to find real peace, not by changing everything, but by softening around what they can't change. They stop struggling, and somehow that struggle starts to loosen up its grip. Turn and go with the flow instead of against it. Forgiveness is another tough muscle, letting go of grudges, whether it's against others or yourself. Ain't easy, but it's like dropping a heavy sack so you can walk a little lighter. The real trick, I think, is focusing on what's within reach to change, your thoughts, your habits, your attitude, and releasing the rest. This means not focusing on things out of your reach, like other people's perspective or opinions. And y'all, don't forget to throw yourself a parade for the little victories. We spend so much time fixing what's wrong, we sometimes forget to tip our hats to what goes right. Small, attainable goals, like those simple checklists or even a reminder on your phone, can give you a track record to look back on and say, look at that, I did it. Sometimes I keep a little notebook just for wins, big or small. Seeing progress on paper or on some digital app, if you're more techie than me, builds momentum like rolling a snowball down a hill. And hey, while you're at it, practice a little kindness toward yourself. Gratitude and self-compassion aren't just nice. They reinforce that inner resilience we've been chatting about all episode. So celebrate those small steps, nurture that sturdy heart of yours, and remember, each tiny win is a brick in the foundation of your strength. Well, that's all for today, my friends. Just remember, every step forward, no matter how wobbly, is a victory worth cheering. Until next time, keep tending that beautiful spirit of yours. More wisdom round the bend, I promise.